There we go. Now we're live.
Well, you picked a bad time. I just started eating. Alright, sorry about that. So, second match of the evening. Another good one, an interesting one. We get to see the first run out of one of, it's on paper, one of the strongest teams in the competition, Saltworks, who have a really nice roster. And they are facing one of our Emerald teams, LeMeSmash, who win the meme name and logo award just straight away.
Yeah, I really like their logo.
It's awesome. They played some practice matches. They struggled a bit. One of the weaknesses that you always get with Emerald teams is lack of pilots, but they've actually teamed up with the one real remaining active air outfit on Emerald, which is who I think they're a TR outfit. So they should have some pilots in there. I'm not that familiar with the names of the. I mean, I don't know who's like a really good player in there, but yeah, it looks like a decent team. But the Miller team is a mix-up. So they've in their whole roster. There's a whole lot of Vogu players in there. But tonight I don't see many. There's a few of them. There's Peter 2 from MCY, who's famous for his Vanguard driving. You've got quite a few leaders actually, like Zuma, Fallout from UFOs. Ahorn is actually playing too from UFOs. Is a streamer, and I believe he cast and streamed the Server Smash yesterday. You've got Schnaxy in there, who most people know. Good infantry player, capable pilot.
Yeah, he's a good pilot. What lane are we on?
We are on, it's not AMP to EMEA Biolab, which I'm actually a little sick of because I played a Server Smash on there yesterday and capped the whole lane.
Yeah, it looked kind of boring for you guys. It was kind of empty most of the time.
Yeah, I think the other lanes got more of the action, to be honest. We didn't feature on the stream too much. Did our job though. The fights near the warp gate were more fun. Grey Heron was a tough one. But yeah, back to tonight's match. So I don't know if you can show in my screen at the moment, but I'm showing the lane on the map. And the interesting thing about this lane, the thing that makes it play very differently to a lot of the others, is no neutral base. So the VS are at a little bit of a disadvantage.
10 minutes start the match, and 10 minutes start the match.
They're at a slight disadvantage because of the slow ESF. So the Scythe is a bit slower than a Reaver, so a Reaver pilot will probably get to the point at Geological Survey Camp before a Scythe one gets to the point at Frostfall Overlook. That means that the initial flip will go to the NC if you just do a sprint race to the points. So the VS have got to be a bit cleverer. I'm expecting that they'll put up a larger air force. They'll probably sit over Geological Survey, just try and prevent anyone getting there.
Yeah,
and maybe have some ground pounding to mop up anybody that drops. That's what I would do.
So is there no neutral base in this one?
No neutral base, and those lanes without a neutral base, they do play a lot differently. The opening is interesting.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the first flip doesn't really matter anyway, but since this doesn't have a neutral base, it kind of does.
Yes, very much. There's no cap steal here. You've got to earn your base caps.
Yeah, I like that a lot better, because those neutral bases, they can kind of go either way. It's all about coming in the last second.
Yes, and you do always feel hard done by when somebody pulls that off. But a lot of the good lanes, unfortunately, have an odd number of bases on them, so or an even odd number. That's what creates the neutral base. But this one has an even number of bases. It's 6 in the entire lane, so no neutral base. It's, I mean, air dominance is so powerful on this lane. You do have good sight lines. If I just I going north? Yes, I am. So if I just push up Ymir Eastern Way, you can see there's not a lot of high ground. There's a few rocks and whatnot around, but you know, if you park a walker bus, you've got great sight lines. There's not a lot that an ESF can hide behind, but at the same time, take a look at Ymir Eastern Way and how open it is for the air.
Yeah,
How easy to shoot
as a
it is.
pilot, I really dislike flying on SMR. It's yeah, it's a hell on earth.
But as an air-to-ground shitter in a lane smash, you can do a hell of a lot of damage on this lane. I mean, look at the spawn room at Frostfall Overlook, and I'm pushing out that spawn room. It's all open, no cover. You can get murdered by rocket pods.
Yep.
So the initial win of air dominance, well, actually, geological survey even worse. It's an open point. But yeah, the initial fight for air dominance will be significant, and it's how whoever loses that is how they react to it that's going to be important in the match. Whether they can make good use of walker buses, basically.
Yeah, that's the
Wouldn't use
important
sky
thing
guards.
about when you actually get air dominance is actually using it correctly. We saw in the last game where VS won the opening air battle, but then got shredded by the walker buses because they didn't focus fire them.
Yeah, and the NC, when they did get air dominance at some points in the match, they were running all air to air. They weren't running enough air to ground to really make it matter. And they were actually using nose guns, just standard rotary and Mustang, to shoot at Sunderers, which isn't very effective.
No. I saw some sites having rocket pods, but I think they needed more if they wanted to take all those unders.
The sides were better at that, and I saw a bit of PPA, but not a lot. But the NC went mostly air to air. But yeah, no use fighting hard to win air dominance if you don't absolutely capitalize on it when you do get it.
Right, because then you're just wasting men and resources in the air.
Yeah, exactly. We've had a slight delay to the match start for this one, just about 10 minutes,
Yep.
which is actually handy because it took us the gap between the last one and this one was a bit tricky with handling the stream and setting the map up. Just taking a look at there's some more players moving into the Miller channels now. So there's 3 BHOT players there, including Schnaxy.
What's the shortcut to remove the UI on the Planetside?
Control F10. Which, when you're streaming, it makes you... Yeah, it looks weird because that moves down as well on the observer cam. Yeah, good team there. I'm not seeing like a whole ton of pilots in that team. Maybe they think they won't need them in this match, but that could be a mistake. Because the US team do have pilots. I think Miller have access to probably more experienced ones, but
In 5 minutes starts the match. In 5 minutes starts the match.
So 5 minutes to go. But yeah, if the Miller team have access to good pilots, but if they're not playing in this match, it's not going to matter.
So the rounds are 30 minutes, right?
Now, I need to look this up. We do vary the length of the match based on the lane in play, and this one is 6 spaces. It's more than your regular lane, so I think it's 40.
So I can set the timer correctly.
Let me just poke the ref and make sure he knows that. I think 40 might be a bit too much, actually. I may discuss that with the team captains because it's not a massive lane. They're all single point bases. Maybe I can see it's a bit longer than the lane we played last time, but maybe 35 minutes would be fine. The last match was, it turned into a little bit of a stalemate after the neutral base cap. I think that's less likely to happen here. I see these bases as being fairly straightforward to attack. And they've got great options for using force multipliers. You can drive vehicles straight into the bases, you can use air to ground inside them pretty well, which helps the attacker probably more than the defender. There should be some base caps, one would expect.
Yeah, I hope so.
I've never seen a tie on this lane. The only time we've got ties in LaneSmash really was when we tried out some Indal lanes.
Yeah, Indar is kind of like the worst continent for lane smashes.
Yeah, we really wanted to try and find a good one, and maybe one of them was okay, but yeah. I don't think any of them are actually in the lineup. We were considering one of them with Zerf and Amp, 3-point Amp station as the neutral base in the middle. So that would be Crimson Bluff Tower to the Crown. Didn't really get a lot of feedback from it on the team captains, so I think we probably won't play that, but we'll see. We'll discuss it some more. I like this, when you get all the settings turned out, is that the Northern Lights or something?
Yep.
Never even seen that before. I have lower settings, so I don't get this stuff.
Yeah, PlanetSide is pretty beautiful on high settings, even if it's kind of an old game now.
It is. I like the skies though, the sunsets and sunrises, very nice. And a big old planet in the distance.
1 minute to start
2
the game.
planets.
1 minute to start
Are
the
you
game.
gonna spectate a VS and I'll do NC in the beginning? Since the viewers can see both.
Sure thing. I am a VS character, so shall I switch up to the other end of the lane? Because then I can see them on the minimap more easily. Did he say, how long did he say to the start?
I can't remember now.
30 seconds.
30
seconds. Here we go. So we can say now what they got. So I can see a number of ESFs here for the VS. Not loads though. I think it may be 6, 7.
Maybe 6 or 7 as well. A lot of armor.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
10,
So Reckless
9,
Wall right
8,
here.
7, 6.
Oh no, there's
5,
blockade.
4, 3, 2, 1. Mesh up. Good luck, everyone.
Now this is interesting. I wonder if they don't know that you can start with MBTs. It's definitely in the rules, and a lot of the guys in the Miller team played in the last season of LaneSmash, so they should know this. But they've gone with blockade buses and full crews, 3-man crews.
NC is instantly going for the vehicle terminal on Crossbow Overload.
Just watch the air fight to start with, so Reaver going down there gets gapped a little bit. Looks like there are more fights than I could see initially.
Yeah, there's definitely more air on the VS side.
Reavers need to back off.
Yeah, they're playing a bit too aggressive here. Looks like VS is probably gonna win this.
Is that a Liberator for the NC? That is a Liberator. Yeah, so we got a Dalton Lib here for the NC. He's going to have to get a little bit lucky to land those shots, and if he does it,
NC has hit the point that geological survey.
So NC did get there first, but they're kind of waiting on the outcome of this little battle, I guess. Whoever wins the airlock is going to lock that up. Wow, look at the bus battle on the road. Here's a Vanguard. Just slow the movement speed up. Vanguard coming up to the rep buses now, another one. That's going to really help the NC to put some hurt on the VS crews.
those NC Thunderers are getting picked off. Of ES Thunderers, I mean.
Yes. So just to remind people, NC here is still Saltworks, VS is the US team.
Yeah, the VS did flip the point back, but now NC has armor surrounding the base and spawn point set up.
Yep, here goes Vanguards, 3 of them, 4 of them.
Yeah. And I don't think that their air has any air-to-ground capabilities. It's kind of a misplay. If you bet heavily on winning the air with more numbers, you should at least equip some of them with air-to-ground weapons.
Rocket pods.
So you can instantly start air-to-grounding, because now they're just being, well, next to useless.
I'd actually like to win this fight.
You can definitely afford, if you're putting a lot of air up in the opening, you can definitely afford a few guys to have nose gun rocket pods. Because they can still contribute to the air battle, but they can also take out some vehicles, mop up some infantry. It's flipping. I guess the guy's dead. I can see a motion spotter, so I presume it was an infiltrator. VS back on there again.
Yeah, sorry about the high in-game volume, guys. Just tell me if it's better now.
Dual Bulldog Sunderer pushing the point now. Is that a canister with him? It's heavily damaged. It is canister. So Miller bringing in the cheese is their approach to this base. It's the best approach certainly for this one. But they do need some infantry down there to actually flip that point.
Yeah, and NC has air presence back again. They have 5, 6 Reavers, a lot of Reavers up in the air now. If NC can take this this air dominance from the ES, and then I think they can make a really good pushback for the next base.
Actually moved an AP Enforcer Vanguard inside the base. They're not the best at killing infantry. He's hit his own Sunderer a couple of times as well. But the point is ticking down for the NC. The VS are re-pushing it now. They're struggling to get past these vehicles. But they are making a little progress. Need some reses in there. Good timing on a resonate. How many people's it gonna get? Yeah, enough.
Yeah, the VS has no vehicle air presence. This is unless they do something amazing, they're never going to retake the point here.
Well, if you take a look at the bridge, so their way to do it would be to... They've destroyed the vehicle terminal, which is a good thing, but their way to do it would be to get that vehicle terminal back. But I saw 2 Sunderers over here on the minimap. Ah, they're underneath. They could take the teleporter and get that terminal back. It's not heavily defended by the NC. I don't see any on the bridge really. So they could just use the teleporter and pull their own vehicles, bring them in behind the NC. Although there is this Vanguard manned? It's not moving at all. Well, that one is. Yeah, NC looking pretty in control. The VS desperately need to get some vehicles here. It seems like they just weren't prepared for MBTs being a thing in this match. They hadn't brought mag riders from the warp gate for the start of the round. You are allowed to, because it's Esmir, so you can pull MBTs, but you have to get them from the warp gate and drive them to the home base first. Yep. So the best time to do it is at the start of the round. You don't want to have to do it midway through.
Oh, that takes way too long time.
Yeah, exactly.
The VS has air up again now, so taking out a lot of the NC armor.
It wouldn't surprise me if they fix that for the second round and bring up some mag riders. Rocket pods, is this Sunday burning? Yes he is, he should go down and he's finished. So they are using the air a bit more now to take out those vehicles. But the NC using the bridge as cover just to hide away, wait till the air gets worn down a little bit. A re-push on the point coming now as the bus comes out from cover. He's cobalting a lot of these infantry. How much time have we got through so far?
It's 32 minutes left.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, they're fighting hard over this base.
Yes, done alright there though. They got a reflip on the point that I don't think they're going to hold it just yet. There are quite a few NC around here. And they do still have vehicles. They thinned it out a little, the VS, but not enough.
VS is pulling new sites from North Amp Station.
And now the NC are camping the spawn really with Reavers, air hammer, rocket pods.
Yeah, they need to retake the air if they want to retake the point.
They don't have the time, I don't think.
No.
Although sides are moving in, but I don't think they have the time to clean up all this air before the base caps. And really, well, the air's moved away now though. They saw the sides, they've backed off a bit, so maybe that creates the opening for some infantry to push out, but they got a whole lot of stuff to get through before they reach the point. The VS though, even if they lose this base, if they can kill a few vanguards, take down a few force multipliers, just try and deplete the resources of the NC team. It puts them in a stronger position.
NC doesn't have anyone on the next capture point. That's kind of a mistake.
They've got some people in that hex.
Nobody on the
be
point
air.
though.
They could just be pilots. Don't think so though. I don't know where they are. Just gonna take a quick look for a Sunderer around the outside of the base. Don't see one.
Well, there's one Vanguard driving around here, but nothing else that I can see.
Yeah, so not a great base transition.
Oh wait, yeah. VS is pulling armor from not research camp. Sunderer, 2 Sunderers.
They're really going to heavily depend on their air to finish off the vanguards. Are there any vanguards left now?
Yes, there's one Vanguard over at not research camp. He's going to get engaged by these 3, 4. They're pulling 5 Sunders from not research camp.
He's backing off and going for the bridge. Use his shield. He does have a gunner, so it's going to be very hard for the Sunderers to win that, but the air to ground will help a lot.
Vanguard's
yeah, there
down.
he goes, down. Oh, there's another one further back on the frozen lake. Playing it cagier, which is the right move after he watched his buddy get slaughtered. Just trying to pick off that Sunderer that's kind of overextended. It's just fire suppressed. Got engines repping like crazy on these remaining NC vehicles. Let's just zoom the minimap out on mine. VS got much more vehicles in this fight, but not able to really push up yet. They're still mostly north of the bridge.
There's 2 infantry pushing up towards the point on geological survey, but I'm not sure how far they will get.
Yes. I can see an NC guy with a commie. Air dominance is really achieved by the VS here. Quite a lot of them. But there's Reavers in the distance, this could be interesting. Reavers sticking a bit tighter together. It's a long range engagement at the moment. One Reaver rushing, guessing he's using the rotary. He's trying to get away again though.
Yeah, the VS are just being camped inside one of the spawn rooms. Like, there's two harassers in the base, and it's really hard for the air to get to them since they can drive under the base.
Well, it's a close air fight at the moment. They're in the middle of a big air engagement between both teams. Not clear which way it's going to go. Probably edging in the side of the VS right now.
Yeah, VS still has 3
Hard to
sides above
call.
the base. Oh, one just died.
There's a lot of Reavers though trying to fight them from range. We've got maybe 5 Reavers pushing up now. In fact 6.
VS is back on point, but they're gonna get wiped out pretty soon. Yeah, let's see how to take it back.
Still a close air fight. Above, not researched now. The Reavers have pushed back the sides. And an NC Gal dropping on the roof right now. Taking a lot of fire though. It's not a rep Gal, I wonder why he's got equipped. 1 minute 40, the NC need to hold this ball. Let's zoom the minimap back in. Inside the building itself, the NC do not have a lot. It's very light on infantry. It's not really guarded from the south at all. But they're pushing out a bit more. I'm guessing that this on the minimap is canister harasser. Smoking pretty hard. He needs to rep, but they're really trying to control the base, not point hold. Just cut the VS off from that point.
These harassers the NC have in this base are just chewing up all the infantry.
So much open ground for the infantry to cover to get to the A point. The canister fodder. It's brutal. Oh, it takes a rocket though, but dodges.
I'm surprised I haven't seen any tank mines placed yet.
It's hard when you can't get out. That may be the solution. No AV maxes either.
Yep, the harassers down.
Well, that will help, but with 35 seconds
35
left,
seconds
he's basically done his job. And not a lot really coming out of the VS spawn right now. Some more spawn in, but it's too late.
Yeah, the NC has air dominance, they're not getting out. There's no way they're gonna get this base. I wonder if they set up some kind of defense on the next base. Nope.
Well, the next base is not amped. You would hope they put tank mines down there. That's going to be important because there will be a Sunderer apocalypse heading up to that base.
Yeah. Yeah, if I were them, I would set up some Sunderers on A point. Tank mine a lot of places, but there's no NVS Sunderes on the point. No tank mines on the road. So
we have a fully crewed walker ant attacking the VS sides. There's 2 guys dedicated to a walker ant. Interesting. It's been rocket podded a bit now, but there are Sundays coming up to help him. It's like a stealth bus.
It feels like the VS era isn't
blockade.
focus firing the same targets. It's like 1 or 2 sides shooting one target and the others are shooting something else.
Yeah, not really working as a team.
That's really important, like when you have air dominance. You need to focus fire one target, because otherwise you're just going to spread your damage way too much and you're not going to achieve anything.
Got a Rep Walker bus, a Skyguard, and an AP Lightning here for the VS, holding the shield on the amp station.
Yeah, but the NC are moving around behind them. They're inside the base now with 2 Sundays and an ant.
Yes, they are. Damn it. Yeah, they're going to deploy in the tricky little spot by the side of the amp. Not GSD in just yet.
And I don't think the VS knows about it yet, because all these lightnings are just moving out of the shield.
I don't see any tank mines. They are expensive though, but it's worth a few, I think. Quite a lot of VS vehicles being pulled now. They must have got past the resource starvation.
Yeah, they're taking out the generators now.
Bit hard for lightnings though. Kill the GSD harasser.
Both gens are being overloaded now. But if if VS can be quick enough and get on point on the previous base, this attack might not matter.
Yes, exactly. So the gens being flipped would be irrelevant if it's not even. I think they're going to save the gen just now. Oh no, he gets killed.
But with the NC air dominance, it's going to be hard getting someone over. Maybe Wraith Flash would do it.
Wraith Flash placed the beacon. Yeah, perhaps. They've invested quite heavily in vehicles right now though, and I guess they'll want to try and make that work and at least make the NC pay with some of their own force multipliers. They're sort of pushing up. They could push up. They're playing too defensive here. Just the harasser in the amp is probably gonna die.
Sundays are staying strong. It's being
Gonna
bombarded
flip
so
the
hard.
point
Yeah,
though. One NC heavy assault on the point. That is not really gonna do very much, but it prevents the back cap.
Yep.
A lot of vehicles pushing in now for the VS. I think they were expecting more of a fight in here, but there is one guy on this point. Not even sure where he is.
Yeah, he's
picking people off.
Yeah, the first guy just ran up without even like thinking about there was actually people on point.
Resonate on them. I think you kill those again. They're not full health.
This NC guy is.
The res again.
Oh, there he
but
went
he gets
down.
flanked. Yeah.
He did
Medic
good.
gets him. Killed 3 guys, I think.
I think he killed 5.
5
in total. Yeah.
Galaxies must be first from the rocket to the home base and then go to the base they want to. Please, first to the home base, then to the extraction point.
Ref just clarifying the rule there that you have to pull a galaxy from the warp gate, but then so that you can't just bring it in like from the side of the lane. You've got to fly to your home base first. So if the NC pulled a galaxy, they couldn't fly straight to no amp. They have to fly to EMEA Biolab and then proceed down the lane.
Yeah.
It's the same with MBTs. Anything pulled from the warp gate that applies. So that you can't just bring it in behind the super wide flank.
Sunday just went down. They still
The
have,
Galaxy 4 and C are out of the play.
Cloak
They
Sunday left
don't
though.
set the correct rules. Leave the Galaxy
That's
and
the last one they have. I don't think the VS has spotted the Cloak Sunday yet. No, now they have.
Yeah, at the moment I'm not seeing the VS lose this base because they're being so defensive. They're not really looking to push out. I hope the VS guys give them comms
Yeah, they're
about
gonna
that
defend
Sunday.
it. The Sunday's on fire now. That lightning can just get one shot in.
One shot.
Yeah, there we go.
There it goes. Couple of AV maxes here though, two Ravens. Gonna probably thin out the VS Sundays, but that's 900 nanites spent on those 2. If they fail, then it's a total waste. No, they're picking them off though. But the shields are up, so yeah, we're not gonna get in there. Just try and get through the shield. There we go.
The NC is popping up all the armor that's outside of the shields right now.
VS reflipping the point. NC just not really going for the GSD crash. Oh, here we go. They got a sniper point.
Oh.
Picks a guy off.
Can't get in.
"70 minutes remaining in the match. 70 minutes remaining in the match."
Is this the best you have?
So point re-secured for VS. Quite straightforward. It's just a harassment move by the NC there.
Yeah, I'm stuck in here now.
Stuck.
Yeah,
Where?
you can't fly through the shield unless you go really fast.
Yeah, just speed it up. Air dominance pretty solid for the NC right now.
Yeah, I don't think the VS is going to push out of here unless they retake the air.
But they can't, if they pull from the amp station, they're going to get slaughtered.
Yeah, but they have the, I mean, they can pull from SM warp gate because, like, it's still a straight path from not amp, so it's not like it's a downside from pulling from the warp gate.
And if, oh, they actually have. So we've got a couple of sides moving in. I think 3 actually. Maybe not enough.
5.
It depends.
Now there's more. There's 6, 7 in total.
They need to group up a bit more. They're all kind of separate.
3 of them is back and 4 of them is engaging. The mistake I see a lot of pilots making this is that they stay too long in the fight. As soon as you start getting damage, you should pull out. You never really engage in hover fights in these types of fights.
Well, if you get in that situation where there are multiple enemy ESFs shooting you can't sustain that for long. So you've really got to withdraw. It's a bit different in group fights to what you'll experience generally in live.
Yeah.
VS using the side though, trying to use the range of it really, poking away.
VS does
from
have a
distance.
Sunday at not research, but it's dead now.
Was this Galaxy flying in low? Is that VS?
No, that's since on not research.
Oh yeah, okay.
Two Sundays, 3 Sundays leaving not ramp station, VS side.
So it's a solo gal and he's landed it to man the walker there.
Yeah.
Alright, taking off again. That's good, I'm gonna. Mjolnir harasser really putting the hurt on these Sunderers.
Yeah, and that Vanguard is helping as well. Yeah, they're dead. One made it through, but I think that this Galaxy is gonna get him.
Yeah, they still got Vanguard.
Yeah, pushing vehicles up to another base on SMR without air dominance is pretty much suicide.
It's tough. The Mjolnir harasser mopped them up though. To be honest, it wasn't really the air that slaughtered them there, it was the Vanguard and the Mjolnir. Very high damage output. Vanguard going to flank this Sunderer pushing up on the south of... He's done a bit of a power slide there and gone down the hill. Maybe he won't get Sunderer. Needs an engine, needs reps. Getting bulldogged to hell by the Galaxy. Galaxy withdraws, taking some walker fire. They got a chance to rep, but here's the Vanguard. Shields through the damage, takes it down. VS may get a flip here on the point at not research.
Yeah, they have people on point here.
They've lost their Sunderer. They don't have maxes. Quite heavy on medics. What are they? Let's have a look. We need a heavy on the small stairs for sure. Yeah, NC are gonna have to react to this. They're gonna have to do something. They don't have enough infantry in the base to deal with this right now. The air to ground will help, and they can try to bulldog through the doorways, but it's going to come down to putting some infantry in there to retake that point. The VS just seem to outnumber them in this building. Let's take a look at the numbers. I mean, on the map, NC have got more pop, but they're
a lot of them are in vehicles as well.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but they are moving more infantry in now.
Yeah, they're pushing in. One guy is on... Yeah, they're on point now. I wonder if this heavy can secure it. Oh no, he got killed by a claymore or whatever they call it. That's it, never mind.
Quite a quick retake there.
Yeah. Oh, we got a rest
Some good quality infantry play, but the Galaxy Bulldogs firing through the doorway certainly didn't help.
Yep, it's NC's.
Don't let up.
How much time do we have left on the clock?
11 minutes.
11 minutes left. Both teams could still capture. Going to be tough to see through an app station hold in that time, particularly as the NC haven't really gone for the amp in my view. If you want to take that, it's going to be a GSD hold, and you're going to need to get 24 people in there with maxes, and well, the terminals are both up, bizarrely.
They could easily
so
do
it
it
could be done.
With the air dominance the NC has, they could just push up Sundays. There's only 2 Sundays in there from the VS, and they're pushing out now.
Some
I'm not sure why they would push out.
But not many. So they could get through that.
Wow, that Sunday actually made it. Oh, never mind. It didn't.
I thought the reps would, from the other one, would keep him alive, but yeah. It's an NC heavy behind. NC heavy gets on the point on his own. So, I mean, how many times has this happened? One guy from the NC gets on the point.
I wonder if it's the same guy.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe.
It's the hero of the game. See how long he can stay alive this time.
It's just really a way of defending the previous base and freeing the people to
10 minutes remaining in the match. 10 minutes remaining in the match.
That's a cheap move.
I prefer to see a serious attack from the NC to really go
now.
for it.
Now
this is, yeah,
here comes
this
the
is more
GSD
interesting.
Sunday.
Can you see if any of these have got like 5 or 6 people in?
No, they're empty. Both of them.
They needed to. I mean, what's the point then? If you're going to GSD crash an up station, you've got to bring some people to hold that point. What is the point of doing it with empty buses?
There's 4 in that one.
This one's gone. It's got Cobalt and a Fury.
I don't understand why they wouldn't fill them up. If those 2 Sundays would have had 12 in the
Tank mine, they didn't get out. They're all dead. It's just, yeah, they need to be full. They need to get people in there if they want to take it. Back outside though, they're pretty well in control. Galaxy just hovering right there, taking the piss a little bit. It's totally in control, no real threat to him, just sitting in the base, bulldogging things. Bit of range of flak fire on him. Yeah, it's a flak turret.
Well, that's an anti-infantry turret, right?
Was it? There was something hitting him.
It was like one of the corner of this.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Three more Sundays coming in. Do they have anyone in them?
Now this time we got GS.
Yeah, we got 1 with 3 in them.
One dice in the tank mines, one's burning.
That last one should have had 12 in it. They would have had 12 people on point by now.
Damn it, I'm struggling with the shields. having the problem you had. They
Yeah,
keep going all the way
so
through.
annoying.
Right, there we go. They could do it though. If they really went for it, the fact that the vehicle terminals are not destroyed means that the NC could take this. Because they just get in there, they may lose a few Sundras, but they can re-pull them inside. They've got squad spawns then, and they can set up a solid hold. But they're not going at it full-blooded, it's just a few guys each time. Quite a lot of VSF still though. They must have had air control for some time now.
Yeah, they have. In my opinion, they should have dropped all the air, went for a real hard GSD push.
Maybe not all, maybe keep one or two, because I think some air to ground will be useful, but...
Yeah, but they have six CSFs, one Galaxy.
But, I mean,
it's too much when VS doesn't have anything.
You want 20 people pushing the point minimum, basically. Yeah. You could maybe use 4 on other jobs, like air to ground, or just an AV or GSD harasser picking off the Sundras and trying to counter push, but
they're getting Sundays in there, but none of them have people in there. Like, the first one had one guy, the second one had 2 guys.
I mean, it's tough pushing an amp station that's being heavily defended like this, but the way they've taken apart some of the VS attacks, you feel they could do it if they fully committed and put people into it. Grouped up and hit it with full force.
They're taking down the generator now. Hopefully that will make it a bit easier so that the air can actually shoot inside.
Yes, that would do it. Only takes one engineer though on that southern gen.
Yeah, I'm surprised if the NC are actually like just flipping the gens and then leaving them.
It's risky. If they're going to attack that way with no gens, use their air a bit more and have more freedom to move around, then they probably do need to make sure that the gens actually go down. Having nobody on them is... The VS have got not one player anywhere near them, going for them. They could use the tunnels, I mean...
Yeah, this air presence, I mean... I don't agree with how many ESFs they're using right now. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Reavers and 1
5 minutes
Galaxy up.
remaining in the match. 5 minutes remaining
They're
in the
just
match.
hovering here, being pretty much useless.
Yeah, kind of.
Maybe they're betting on getting the gen down and then using the air? I don't
Well,
know.
yes, maybe they are, but the VS are just letting that happen right now. They really should have put an engineer on one of these gens. The gens are not defended, or not particularly well. There's one heavy assault on the destroyed one.
There's one heavy and one infiltrator on the other one that's about to blow now, so they are defending that one. They want to make sure that one goes through.
Wouldn't take much though to go get one up. They must know that this is coming and it's gonna be a serious problem for them. Are we under 7 minutes yet?
4 minutes, 37 seconds.
Ah, so they can't cap it anyway. So I guess the VS aren't conserving resources, maybe.
The air is gonna have a... Now the air is gonna form inside here. See what happens.
Yeah. Yeah, just watching the CSF rocket pod the hell out of a Sunday.
You don't want to be inside right now.
No, if you do, you want to be by the stairs or something up top. Being on the lower level,
yeah,
you're gonna get slaughtered.
it's too late. Yeah, now they have a bomb, but now it's
Look at
way too
this
late.
bulldog gal, he's trying to stick a wing in there. I remember, I think it was RSNC doing this on their own amp. Nah, no gunner though, he's not firing. Yeah, so they got the point in the end,
Remaining 3 minutes in the match. Remaining 3 minutes in the match.
but they did it the crap way, basically. In
Yeah,
my
it was
view.
way too late.
Going for the generator, it's too slow. They could easily been backcapped. Yeah, I don't like that way of doing it. I would have gone balls deep with the GSD push and put some heavy time on it in the first hold.
Definitely. But
Maybe even see
could
it
have
all the
done,
way through.
You could have done both at the same time. I mean, VS didn't have anyone really defending the gens. It would have been enough with one guy doing it, one ESF watching over it, to make sure that nobody flanks him, and then drop like...
And see here, actually they've hacked the terminal now and are pulling more Sundra's. Which is interesting because they can't actually cap it. They're spending nanites on taking a base that they can't actually take with the time remaining. Little surprising.
Generator repaired.
They're struggling to get in past these Sundays.
Yeah, and the yen is back up now. So.
Putting that Sunder on the stairs. I don't know what angle this bulldog's gonna have.
Fuck. I almost got stuck inside the building.
Did you put your timer on 30 or 40 minutes?
40.
Okay, just making sure.
There's 1 minute left. They should give the observer cam gate shield diffusers.
Yes.
30 seconds remaining in the match. 30 seconds remaining into the match.
My timer is a bit off. It's 54 seconds per minute, but...
Yeah, I get that a lot. That I think it's the software we use. I don't think it's like 100% accurate.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of match, end of match. Congratulations to Miller Saltworks. 2 points.
Alright, so we've got to reflip the lane and start the second round. Let me just give the ref a quick message because he didn't tell them all to leave the continent.
The TR has seized control of Esamir.
It's like a sandwich. Is it a 10-minute break or?
Leave
Roughly,
the
yes.
leave the continent. We can switch the bases
The tyrants of the
and
Terran
deploy
Republic
the
have taken Esamir.
constables. Please leave the continent.
Esamir has fallen to the Terran Republic.
For me, in the next round, the big thing the VS have got to do is start with mag
TR
riders.
has seized control of Esamir.
There was so much on the back foot in the first two fights because the NC had vanguards and they had no real solid counter to it. They used their to ground quite well. It's a tricky way of doing it. They need a few mag riders at the start, you feel.
Yeah, I wonder if the VS actually knew that they could pull from the wargate.
It's in the rules, so I mean we do try to make sure everyone knows, but it did seem like they weren't aware of that. We'll have to ask the team captain after the in the post-match interview. I don't think that was the only factor. I mean, there's not a whole lot of points where you can tell, but it seemed to me at a couple of key moments like that when the VS flipped the point at
Guys,
not
left the
research.
continent. Left the continent.
When the VS flipped the point at not research, the NC washed them off there so easily, and it seemed like they maybe had the better infantry players in this game.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm not sure it's all
Just
all
need to
just the
leave
mag
the
riders.
continent so deployables will despawn. We'll let you know when you can come back on. Take the time, get your nanites back.
And it felt like the NC used their air dominance a lot better than VS, because VS had air dominance a few times, but it weren't really effective.
Yes, yeah, true. Well, sometimes they so at Geological Survey they did destroy a few vehicles. They got a couple of the vanguards down using air to ground, so they were able to kill a few force multipliers, and I think that helped a bit, but it probably cost them more nanites than they actually killed on the NC team. Looking at that NC list too, I mean, Peter 2, I think, from MCY is regarded as one of the best tankers in the game. I've not played with him, so I can't, 100% vouch for that, but he has a hell of a lot of experience in a Vanguard. And him playing on the NC for Miller Saltworks, I bet he was putting some damage out. I can't see the tags for the NC team though, they're not generally showing up, so I couldn't pick out which Vanguard was which player, but because I was hoping to follow him a little bit. But coming up against a player like that with no MBTs of your own, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard battle to fight.
Some of the Volgo guys as well, very good vehicle players.
VS did win the air fight in the beginning though, so I think if they had rocket pods equipped instead of just fuel tanks, they could have killed those vanguards pretty easily in the beginning.
Yes, and I think their approach there of winning air dominance, I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a perfectly viable approach. They can try that again in the second round, but as you say, maybe we try to capitalize on it a bit more and have more backing it up as well. Have a few Maggies and maybe a few more walkers, a bit of AA to help with the air fight.
Especially on Esamir, because supporting the air on Esamir is a lot easier than it is on other continents, just because it's so open.
Yeah, exactly. It's really tough on Hossin in particular.
PSB X0605, please leave Esamir.
And as a pilot, I always it's always nice to know that you have an AA nest somewhere to run away to.
Yes, it is a safe zone. Your little safe space.
Yeah. And it doesn't take much. It takes like one bus with walkers or one skyguard. That's enough to just push yourself a bit further ahead than the enemy air.
Yeah, it'll hold them off for a time, unless they've all got rocket pods, and then they'll just destroy you. But yeah, because not many are running rocket pods or air to ground, I think that would be fine.
Yeah.
Never noticed this massive iceberg over in the sea. Can't go over to it because it's off the continent.
One flaw with the
Nice.
a lot of times I've noticed that when someone is like setting up AA camps, I noticed it a lot when we were fighting Emerald in the last Smash. Is that like our air was focus firing the Sundies and Skyguards, but the anti-air they almost never focus fire. And if you're fighting an airball as an anti-air camp, you need to focus fire, otherwise it's just going to spread your damage out way too much. And I think that's something that servers and teams that don't have good pilots needs to focus on, like actually getting good at focus firing the same ESFs.
Yes, it's difficult though because
Yeah, it is.
Hitting with AA at
The
long ranges is
second
not
round
easy.
starts in 30 minutes.
True, but if you have,
I'm guessing that was 13, not 30.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be a bit late for the Miller guys. Jesus, it's 10 p.m. already in the UK. Probably 11 for a lot of them in Central Europe.
Just a reminder to both teams, the only vehicles you can pull from warp gates are galaxies and MBTs. You cannot pull any other vehicles from any base that's not in play. That includes warp gates.
But yeah, I think that's something teams needs to work on. If you have 3 Skyguards, those 3 people needs to focus fire the same ESF or Galaxy. Otherwise, it's just going to be way too easy for the air to just run away and then they target something else.
See, I argued for this a long time ago when I still did things like that. I put in a sort of post for the devs around tools to help squads focus fire and highlight a target, because just calling it out, and particularly in an environment like this where very few of the characters have any cosmetics or different camos or anything, calling out which target you mean can be really difficult.
Yeah,
There's
it's
6
impossible.
CSFs there. They all
And
look exactly the same. They've
and
got
they all have
names
the same name.
yeah, exactly. So calling out a target to focus fire is so hard. And if the game had like a tool for squad leaders to highlight a target and say, you know, maybe change the color of the Dorito above it, it would make life a hell of a lot easier for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I've wished for that since like the game was released. Pretty much when we started doing Service Smash, that's something I really wanted the devs to create.
Because as it is, communicating to players which target you actually want them to be shooting at is not straightforward. Particularly with the air though, even worse with the air than vehicles, because they're moving around all the time. So you can't say the one next to the ammo tower, the one by the rock, because, you know, 5 seconds later he's somewhere completely different.
Yeah, some people argue that they shouldn't have a tool like that because it should come down to communication. But as you say, in the server smash, you all have the same names. It's almost impossible to pick out like one guy. It's just like you're saying, oh, number 25678, the guy with it's really hard.
So the whole thing they're doing at the moment around kind of nerfing vehicles and addressing the imbalance between vehicles, infantry, and air, that may not even be necessary if you had a tool like that, because good squad play could make up for it and could help you bring down these targets. But yeah,
definitely. I mean, if you have a squad, even if you don't have any air-to-ground launchers or ground-to-air, I mean, a full squad focus firing with small arms on 1 ESFs, if they all know which target to shoot at, that's deadly. Like, small arms actually does a lot of damage to ESFs, but you need to be more than one.
I saw a video on the Connery Reddit of a year or two ago around a Server Smash platoon. They did a live ops training, and they were all TR. They all pulled MCGs and just focus fired everything. So whenever an ESF went above the fight, there's 48 MCGs shooting it down, and those things disappeared. You shoot. I mean, even if most people are missing, that's so much firepower on one target they cannot survive. So small arms is better than people seem to realize against the SFs.
It is. I mean, even if you're just one guy shooting, it's annoying as a pilot. If you get shot, you tend to fly away because it's annoying to get.
The match starts in 9 minutes.
And it doesn't take that much hits from a small arm to actually blow an ESF up.
Yes, indeed. Is it one faction default rocket launcher and one commissioner bullet that destroy them?
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot. They're kind of glass hammers, the ASFs. They put out a hell of a lot of damage, but they are fragile. You can
Yeah, they
definitely
are.
counter them. But I've tried it myself. I mean, against very good pilots,
It's now
it can be
allowed to
tough.
move to Esamir. It's now allowed to move to Austin. To Esamir, sorry.
Is the lane all set up? Yes, it is. Thanks to Reltar for that. I guess it was him.
Yeah, it sure as hell wasn't me. I've just been looking at the geological survey cam for the last 10 minutes.
The tech plant is VS, but it's disconnected, so it shouldn't affect things. But might make sense to flip that to TR.
Should we tell him or?
I sent the referee a message.
Yeah. Because it is connected now.
Yes, that definitely needs to flip to TR. That would be a massive advantage for the VS. All the continent bonuses have gone to TR, that's good. TR being the neutral faction. There we go, tech plant flipped to TR.
Yeah, good. They were removing all the continent bonuses, right? For vehicles
God,
and stuff like
please, not soon enough. I mean, you're mostly a pilot, so I guess you get the same deal, but in the air. But when because I do a lot of AV harasser work, really enjoy it. But when you're fighting in a pitched battle where both sides are just trying to push a base, if one of them's got the Esamir bonus, no matter how many of them you kill, they just keep spamming more tanks, more vehicles, and it's just
it's the same in the air.
awful
It's
fight
impossible.
against.
Like,
It's
yeah,
horrible.
I think if you have the air bonus, it's like 2 minutes until you can spawn a new one. And if you have membership on top of that, it's like 1 minute. So you can spawn a new
It's
set
crazy.
It's just too much.
It's incredibly powerful. In a pitched vehicle fight, if they're just persistent enough, no matter how much better than them you are and how many of them you kill, you're going to lose it in the long run. You can't beat the faction with the bonus. Yeah. So in my view, that's not before time. If the bonus was smaller, maybe it'd be viable. But 50% is enormous.
It's way too much. I mean, I understand the reason they made it that was to make it like attractive to actually capture a continent. Because if it was just 10% or something, nobody would really care because it doesn't have a big impact anyway.
But you need an incentive that doesn't make the game worse to play.
Yeah, that is true. I think the current continent bonuses would work if you could actually like take over a continent, then move to another continent, like with the warp gates, like what you had in PlanetSat 1, and then you can make like the bonus time based. So the people that captured the continent, they could have it for like an hour, and then it goes away. So you get sort of like a head start on the next continent, but with PlanetSat 2...
I don't know. The thing for me is, after I've put an hour and a half, 90 minutes into capturing a continent, I sort of want to log off. I mean, a lot of the time you're not going to reap that benefit, so giving you a long-term reward at the end of that isn't really.
The match starts in 4 minutes.
A
The
good
match
thing.
starts in 4 minutes.
You need something that you get there and then, really. Like XP or an XP bonus, like an hour XP. What do you call it?
Yeah, that's a good
ribbon
idea.
thing.
Like you get a boost to your XP, gained XP after you capture a continent. That
Yeah,
would
like a
actually
boost.
yeah, that would probably keep people playing after the continent is locked
Well,
as well.
teams, if you need a delay, make sure you ask now.
Because a lot of the time when an alert is over and a continent is capped, like a lot of people just log off and then all the fights just die out.
Exactly. So that bonus that they fought so hard for, they don't really ever get it. But bonuses that totally unbalance the game, not a good thing anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, most of the time when I play, and the enemy faction has the Indar,
Alright, match start will be delayed to 15 minutes past. So we're 8 minutes out.
it's fine because unless like the enemy team is actually flying like in an organized fashion, but most of the time it's just solo pilots go. So I kind of enjoy just picking off noobs and they just keep repulling because they have infinite resources. So it's a really target-rich environment, but. But once you come across a good pilot, you're kind of fucked because even if you kill him, he's gonna come back directly afterwards.
Yep. And probably with his buddies, if I know anything about pilots. Yeah, I mean, I understand. This could be wrong. I don't keep up with the main Reddit so much anymore because it's full of insanity. But I understand that they're fitting the new implant system into alert, so it's being talked about. So maybe you win an alert, you get like an implant drop with a percentage chance, probably a tiny one, of it being a good one of the rare ones. Not necessarily good actually, but rare.
Well, I like that the ammo printer actually works in vehicles now.
Yeah, that's good. The vehicle implants are the best ones, really. Those in Battle Hard, and I mean most of them are too weak to make any difference.
Yeah, I run counterintelligence and ammo printer when I'm flying.
You've got the counterintelligence implant.
Yeah, I'm a VS.
What, the new one?
Yes.
Nice one.
Yeah,
That's one of the rare drops, like Minor Cloak. You very rarely get that.
Yeah, I didn't get minor cloak, but I had on my VS. I had so many old implants. I had like, well, I had first of all I had like 40k certs to spend, and I think I had 30 or 25,000 of those resources you need to upgrade implants.
I had 48k certs and about 30,000 of those the ISO resource, but I didn't get anything like that. I mean, on average, I think you have to spend something like 70k certs to get one of the rare drops. So 140 for both.
Yeah.
5 minutes to the match start. 5 minutes to the match start.
I don't really like the new implant system. Like, I think it puts the veterans and the old players even further ahead of the new players.
Well, I don't know about that. I think it needs a tiny buff. It needs some little adjustments because a lot of the implants are kind of worthless. They have to give you a little something.
Yeah, but if you put them too far ahead, then you run into the problem I described, where a new player
that's
is just...
the balance, though, isn't it? You want to give a tiny edge, but nothing game breaking. Like, for example, the assimilate implant. If you headshot kill an enemy, it gives you 100 shields. Well, 100 shields doesn't stop one bullet, even a body shot. It doesn't make any difference to how survivable you are. It needs to stop. Yeah, you need 200 really to stop an extra bullet from any weapon or any standard weapon.
Yeah, you're just talking gibberish to me now.
It's just the amounts that it buffs you are so small that they don't actually make any difference. Like the safeguard implant probably doesn't really make any difference if you get res by a res nade and you don't have the resist shield. It's probably not going to make any difference to how survivable you are after being rezzed for 3 seconds. It's just not strong enough to be worth bothering with. But the vehicle ones, I mean, the ammo printer is fantastic.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I would even say it's a bit too powerful.
Maybe. Counter intel might be good in vehicles. I'd consider it if I ever got it. But you'd probably go
I think it's kind of weird that they made
target
the ammo...
focus for a gunner, sweeper hood for a the
Yeah.
driver.
I just think it's kind of weird when they made the ammo printer work in vehicles after they actually nerfed the ammo capacity on a lot of weapons to reduce their effectiveness, and then they give you like almost infinite ammo. It's like what?
I don't mind it. In that downtime to go and get ammo, it's sort of pointless, really. It's not a fun bit of gameplay. I've got to drive back to an ammo tower to resupply. So reducing the need for that, I don't see it as a bad thing for the game.
Maybe not. I don't know. But when you have air above your base, and they need to resupply, that's like the only time you actually can do something about it. But if
Yeah,
you
I
never
guess
have
for
to fly
rocket
in-
pods. But the resupply on it is quite slow. I would think that if you rocket podding, you're still going to run out of ammo sometimes.
Yeah,
surely.
if you're shooting constantly, you're gonna run out of ammo, eventually. You need
Whereas
to wait.
for a tank where you're not firing so rapidly and consistently, it's very good.
Yeah,
And where
I would
it's
assume
much
so.
slower to get the resupply as well.
If you run the Hornets, though, you
Match
pretty
will now
much
start
never,
at 20 past. Match starting at 20 past.
What
God,
are they
what is
doing?
the... So I'm gonna look at the teams here. It looks like all the Emerald guys are there. So I would think that the Miller guys would want to get this done with. It's getting late for them. But I'm counting 19 of them in their channel at the moment. There's like 27 for the LeMeSmash team. So they've got some spares as well. Can't delay forever, but I guess if both team captains have agreed to it, then we'll go with that. That's fine. If that's what they want, we can still cover it. I guess you're not going anywhere.
No, I was supposed to go to bed at like an hour ago, but fuck it.
Drink a hell of a lot of coffee in the morning.
I don't drink coffee.
You're missing out.
I do straight up cocaine instead.
Well, I mean,
5 minutes to match start. 5 minutes to match start.
5 minutes now. Okay, the VS team have had plenty of time to think about this strategy. LeMeSmash, the Emeraldians. I mean, if they wanted to change something, they'd have had plenty of time to organize it, which may help them. So hopefully they'll come out, all guns blazing in the second round, and with a slightly more solid opening.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the NC are gonna bring more air this time.
Possible after the amount that the VS brought, that is possible. It's going to be a difficult one. I mean, if for me, if I was leading the LeMeSmash team, my object, I would never tell my players this. You've got to keep them motivated. But my objective would be, if we don't lose Emir Eastern Waste Station, then we've played well. If you finish the round with that base in your control, you've done decently, because they are facing a really strong team, a potential tournament winning team. And you've got to be a little bit realistic as a leader. You got to try and keep your guys motivated and make the right decisions to keep them in the game. But realistically, it's a really tough one for them to get any win out of this.
Yeah, and that can be kind of that could affect the morals a lot.
That's
It's,
why you never tell your players. But that would be my secret objective. I mean, you tell them afterwards, so they think, well, okay, we did all right, really.
We've seen this a lot in a lot of these games where one team is the clear winner even in the first half, the other team just crumbles afterwards. Especially in the in the service
sometimes have shown. Sorry, some teams have shown more resilience than that, though. There is a strong element of tilt, but I don't know if it's a leadership thing. There are some guys who just seem to be able to keep them in the game for longer, keep them focused and fighting.
I definitely think it's a leadership thing. If I mean, even if you're under it, if
2 minutes to the mesh shot. 2 minutes to the mesh
keep
shot.
giving you smaller goals to achieve, like just hold this base, or but sometimes when the leadership just crumbles, and the entire team will just crumble.
Like when I led ServiceMash for Cobalt, when I was FC and rep for them, we lost a lot of good players. There weren't so many. We've got a lot of good mid-tier outfits around now, but there weren't so many back then. And there were matches going where you know going in, we're probably going to lose this really, no matter what I do. But one of the things I tried to do was just keep on the offensive, because if you can get little victories, little wins, it does keep people motivated. So even conceding a few bases in order to cap some of your own, so that they feel like they're achieving something and they're still in this, they can get, you know, they can win, they can take objectives at some point.
1 minute to the mesh shot, 1 minute.
It makes a difference. So setting those smaller objectives and just achieving them, it does help keep people
1 minute,
in the
okay,
game.
Then we can probably show the starting lineup, right?
We can. And okay, this is interesting. So what you seen on the NC side first?
On Galaxy, a few ESS, looks like 4, 5, 6 maybe. A lot of tanks. 3 Vanguards,
30
4
seconds.
Vanguards, 2 Lightnings, 4 buses.
I'm seeing fewer ESFs for the VS. I'm seeing 8 Lightnings. They look like they're all AP. And I am seeing 2 Mag Riders.
10, 9, 8,
And a
7,
Sunday.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mesh shot, good luck everyone.
Now for me, the VS have made an error already. So their one Sunderer is shield deploy, and that's great, but all these vehicles, you commit to all these vehicles with no rep bus. I mean, a rep bus with 10 vehicles around it has 10 times the value. If you're going to pull a lot of vehicles, then putting a rep bus on them, the more vehicles are around it, the more it's worth.
The VS
So
tried to
I
get
think that's an error.
The VS tried to get a scythe over to geological survey, but they were cut. Oh no, he actually made it to the point. The VS has slipped the point at geological. He is getting bombarded by rocket bombs. Can he make
Frostfall just went to the NC. I don't think he can. Frostfall is NC.
Oh, it's NC. He got
and
killed.
the vehicle apocalypse from the VS is just driving straight past Frostfall. Have they noticed? Or are they just wanting to deal with the enemy force multipliers before they go and tackle that one?
That would probably be the best choice. But I don't know.
They've also
Vanguards are all. They're just driving forward. What are these Lightning doing? They're just driving into a mousetrap here.
With no rep bus on them. Look at these positions as well. Nice little Vanguard position up on the hill above. If you're above a Lightning, you've got a much bigger view of it. You're much more likely to hit shots.
The NC got one Sunderer flanking around as well. He's gonna get to the base uncontested.
So I'm guessing this is P2 because they've given him a gunner. I doubt many of them will have gunners.
Oh, let's see if this side spots him. Oh, it didn't.
The Lightnings are thinning out, and this is the no rep bus. It's you can't enter into a stand-up fight versus the NC where they have reps and good positions. So you don't have anything.
I'm surprised the mag riders aren't using the hills. I mean, that's their
That's
strong
what
side.
a mag rider is for. Yeah, exactly.
The mag riders should be up on the hills here, but behind the mag vanguards. I don't
Hit
understand
and
why.
run and strafe and yeah. They're gonna have to fall back. Really, they should have already. They shouldn't be. These two lightnings should be dropping back, getting the hell out of there.
Yeah,
well, they
dead
still
now.
can. If they stay there, they're not gonna kill anything, but they are gonna die. If they drop back, maybe they can reset and kill a vehicle that overextends.
At least they're
Staying
not
there,
wasting the resources.
they fail.
Yeah, they're dead. That's a bit disappointing.
One Maggie's still up. He's standing in the middle of the road. That's idiotic because he's got nowhere he can to retreat quickly to for cover. He should be by the edge of this
We got
rock
that
maybe
rock
or a
on
hill.
there.
He's retreating there now, but he's taking some hits.
I think he's gonna make it.
He's going to have a real tough fight though. I don't envy him. He's he
If I
really
were him,
needs to hang back quite a
yeah.
distance. Maybe Lemme forget about him. Go hide for 30 seconds, 40 seconds. Let the enemy vehicles turn around, focus on the base, and then hit them in the back, hit and run. Looks like the vanguards and there's two vanguards and a ret bus pushing through. No, they've stopped. One of them should have seen him. Point still held by the VS. There's a ret bus very close to it for the NC, so they've got a squad spawn there. That ret bus is taking hits, smoking hard.
VS Air is playing really passive. It looks like they have... No, they don't have the numbers. It's pretty equal though.
They reduced their numbers quite a bit for this round, so passive is maybe good, and by being passive, I think they got a good shot at focus firing down that gal.
Yeah, and then now they're actually focus firing it.
Now where's the Maggie? Because as I said, they've totally given up their attention on him. The vanguards have got rear armor pointing down the road. If he hit them in the back now, he would get kills.
And then Mag Rider is at Ymir Western Way Station, teaming up with a new Sunday and one Lightning.
Now's the time for him to push, really. Although he's only got Walker on top.
Still, if he uses the terrain to his advantage, he can put down some damage on these vanguards. Because this terrain is not a vanguard's place to be. I mean, if a Mag Rider catch him off guard, it's gonna be able to put a line. I don't know.
He's hitting that one now. The vanguard hasn't hit him yet, but he's got some damage on it. He's hitting front armor though, which won't help much. He's taking hits now, and the vanguard's shielded. Yeah, he's dead.
He should have flanked around him. I mean, the vanguard
Yeah.
can't really turn around in that. In the
Now he's
place
left
where
the
he is.
lightning on its own, and the lightning's... Yeah, okay, so this is a decent position he's got himself in. Vanguard's dropping back. He's forced it back. Let's take a look at the base. 8 points
VS
still
still
held
had
by
the
the
spawn.
VS. Two Sundras right by it that presumably the NC could squad spawn on.
There's nobody
I mean-
on point.
There's no infantry here. There's a canister harasser right next to it. I mean,
Why
these vehicles
isn't-
seem empty. This is odd. Are they back capped? They are back. So yes, okay, I'm an idiot. They're back capped.
Explains it. I was like, why is that guy not flipping the point?
Yeah, well, this is great move by the VS. It's all time, isn't it? They're at a disadvantage. They've lost that initial fight, but they still found a way to get infantry back behind. They've counted nearly 2 minutes on that timer.
Won't be able to hold it though.
No way. But the NC have just tidied it up. They've still got a spawn here, so they can still put more people in and try and keep this little fight going. But if they can keep the attention on the Miller NC base, then they're defending their own as a bare minimum. It's all time on the clock. It's
I'm surprised the air battle is still going.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, with the passive long range
VS
engagement, they do last
VS
long.
are winning now though, it looks like. So hopefully
Oh,
when they yeah.
Some of
That's
the NC rushed, overextended, and yeah, paid for it.
Let's see if they can capitalize on this win in the air, though. Looks like they're falling back again.
I doubt it because they reduced their air numbers. They've gone quite cautious. I bet they're all playing pure air to air. I bet they don't have rocket pods. They could do it coming and killing this galaxy again that's sitting above geological survey.
Clear out now.
If they
And he
keep
has
killing
new,
gals, it's such a lot of nanites. It's worth a lot to them. Yes, do still have a Sunderer in an odd position at Geo Surveys. Behind the spawn, he's just pushing up the rocks there. But it's quite a sort of stealthy position. They won't find it immediately. It's not somewhere you can really cap from though. Where's he gonna drive this to? His buddy's Q spotting the Vanguard for him so he can avoid it. So we've got Sunderer deploying on the crystals just south of Geological Survey Camp, south of the bridge there. It's a shield Sunday, so it's got some durability. And they may get a reflip on it. How is Frostfall? Frostfall's got NC, they're too late. Frostfall has just flipped to the NC, so the VS need to drop back there, try and clean it up. So they're doing now. There are still NC infantry around the point though.
We're losing this.
But the NC are in danger of being backcapped. There are VS bodies at Geo Survey that can flip that point.
Sovereignty has taken the facility.
They gotta try and commit to this, and they can't allow that timer to stay low. Getting it back now for the NC. No, so the VS did it. They were stood on point, they got it. Geological Surveys flipped again. Back cap on the Miller team. Very, very light on infantry, but it's all time. They bought another 30 seconds already. They got a spitty. I'm not sure how much that's going to help, but we'll see. Whenever I say that, I probably end up killing 6 people now.
I mean, the good thing about the Spitfire is that it alerts you to enemy presence.
Yes, and if you're in a 1v1 and it's close, then the Spitty will make the difference.
Yeah, NC's back on point now.
Pushing in, but they've got 59 seconds to count, and that's 59 seconds that the VS have got to tidy up at Frostfall, take out some force multipliers again. So if we go back to Frostfall, where have the NC vehicles gone? I guess they're all dead. So they've used that time that
There's
they bought
one
there.
Sunday smoking in the back.
Smoke. I'm looking for smoke.
To the south.
To the south. Oh yeah, I see.
And
Smoking a
they
little.
have a beacon up as well.
Dual Bulldog Sunday.
NC Air is camping the biolab.
So we got, yeah. So we're fighting two fights at the moment, 2 bases really, and both teams struggling to make a transition to force the pressure onto just one base. VS doing a better job of it than Miller at the moment though.
Yeah, anything they spawn here at the biolab is just gonna get bombarded by the air.
First NC lightning I've seen. This is a Skyguard.
It's an odd choice considering the VS has no air at all.
It is rather. He's got out of it and he's gone to gun one of the Vanguards, which is probably the correct choice. You will add more value that way, you would think. Is this a stealth vanguard? Yes, it is.
I'm surprised this Mag Rider isn't taking out that Sunday. I mean, has nobody
Yeah,
called that Sunday out?
Has he seen it? He's sort of heading towards
And
it.
now
Right,
he's spotted
there we
it.
go. Now he's shot it. He's called it. The Saron should strip that shield
Yeah,
off
he
pretty
got
damn
it.
quick. There you go. I heard. Is that a Hornet? I heard. Definitely got
We
hit
have
by
another
rocket
cloaked
pods.
Sunday up in the mountains here. Directly
The
southwest
stealth
from the base.
vanguard though, although this isn't vanguard terrain, he's not going to know that's there. That Mag Rider will not know that the vanguard is there. Oh yeah, I found the stealth Sunday. There it is.
VS has a few vehicles moving up, 3 Sundays, 1 Lightning and 1 Mag Rider now on the main road.
So the Mag Rider's back on the road, but this vanguard is pulling off a wide flank. He's circled around to the south of Frostfall,
he's
off
gonna-
road. He's going to get in behind the Maggie. It's taking him a bit of time, but this could be worth it. Let's see how he does. Lot of VS's coming up against here though. I doubt he knows just how much. There we go. Aiming straight for the Maggie. The Maggie gets into cover though. He's forced to drop back.
Got a Lightning behind him now as well.
So lightning in the rear armor does a lot of damage to an MBT.
Oh, the other Vanguard is coming up.
He's shielded.
Oh.
He's dead. He's down. It was a nice idea, but there's just so much.
Yeah, both the Vanguard should have done it at the same time.
They should be able to take that lightning. Lightning's escaped though.
A situation like this where air and ground needs to work together. If they had a few ASFs here and both Vanguards, these Sundays would have died so much faster.
He's gonna kill. Yeah, one down. He's sort of thinning him out. Needs a rep though. There's a little bit of smoke coming off that Vanguard. He's shielded to try and get a finish on the lightning, but he's not
he's
gonna
dead.
do it. The Basel. Oh, it's dual walkers actually. So he gets the Sunday but then dies. However, NC on the point and 1 minute left. VS are quite close. They got infantry. They are pushing in, putting a little pressure on the point, but probably not enough just yet. A lot of dead VS there, and a lot of alive NC.
You've got this. Don't let up.
The vehicles they have on the road need to add more value. That's under it. 40 seconds left. Get the hell in the base. Try and kill some infantry with the walkers. They're a lot
Decent
better
infantry
at it than
push
they
here
used
from
to be.
VS. But they're getting mowed down.
Wow. Brutal. 20 seconds left. There's only one way this base is going.
Do people even use smoke at all?
No, not generally, because if you have very low graphic settings, it sort of negates it.
Yeah.
But I still think it'd mess with people. It might help them here,
To the NC.
but the
Yeah, 'cause
guns that
if
use
the,
it are usually
NC
quite
would have
far.
placed a smoke here to smoke out the cap room.
Server group assigned.
Goten from Wohar and from Dig T as well. I remember him in the Dig T roster for the SME Scrim tournament. Gets his name on the base. 8 kills there. Just taking a look at the tab screen, the scoreboard, it's all NC. Look at the numbers of kills, there's several in double figures, and the highest from the VS is like 1, 4. Yeah, they got murdered there. They needed to try and push the vehicles in and just thin out the NC a bit. A coordinated push between armor and infantry. They also need to stop spending their certs on bounties.
Nanites. But almost correct. Spending certs on bounties?
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of NC that get bounted. There's an AP lightning here with one. Two AP lightnings for the NC pushing up the road now. Two Sunderers behind them. Nice little formation.
One engineer pushing for the point here.
One of the lightning stops to camp the pad.
Missioning them to death. Yeah, NC is on point now. One heavy and one
Right,
engineer.
let's have a look in there. You know, one thing you don't see much of on these little point holds is shotgun edges. I played it in the biolab against Emerald last night at EMEA because I was platoon leading, so I couldn't be bothered with infantry play too much. And in these tight, close buildings, a pump action shotgun is worth a hell of a lot. You can build up some nice kill streaks with that. People rush in, try and peek the doorways, and you can just one-shot them. You don't see them very often though. It's cheesy, but it does work. NC looking strong in this base though. Good hold they've got. They're bringing vehicles in. That air is going to have to take down some multiplayers. So the Gal's down. They need to kill a Sunday at least. In fact, they need to kill both of them.
Oh no.
Brett busting a blockade bus, so kill the rebel bus. He's got GSD. What have you got GSD for? So the NC Sunday thought he fire suppressed, but it was GSD.
Yeah, two of the sides is crashed into each other.
Oh no.
I saw it happening a mile away, like they were so close for like several seconds.
So the sides have mopped up the force multipliers here. That reduces it to an infantry fight. If they can also kill a few infantry and help that way, VS should really secure the point. They are putting a lot of hurt down on the NC in this space right now. And a lot of the NC, I don't understand this, that you've lost air dominance, you can hear the rocket pods, and you go outdoors into the open. Doesn't make sense to me. I'd try and drop into the buildings.
Probably shouldn't chase them. Yeah, I was just about to say. Scythe was chasing a Reaver back to Northamp.
NC though, still by some miracle holding this point.
20 minutes remaining in the match.
Losing
20
players,
minutes remaining in the match.
Still on point.
Yeah, NC has 3 ESFs up now. Not gonna be enough though. Now, if the VS was smart, they would dedicate like a lot of people to just taking out these 3 ESFs before they can establish suppressors.
VS got it now. There's only one NC left in the point. Oh, 2. Sorry, there's an infill as well. 3. They got a res grenade in. They might actually be back on this. This NC hold is lasting against the odds. Now VS resonate in there. They're all back up. It's resonate wars. And see dead on 1 minute. Exactly 1 minute.
Yeah. I think that was a mistake. They had a big air presence. They dedicated too much air to actually trying to retake the base instead of just taking out the air that the NC spawned. The NC only had like 3 ESFs while the VS had like 7. They should have just charged them and killed those 3 before the NC actually established the hold, because now the NC has more of them in the air.
The VS air though was instrumental in retaking that point, but NC contesting it again. Look at this, they're re-pushing. They must have a stealth Sunderer somewhere that I don't know about.
Yeah, I understand they needed the air to ground there, but now they're losing the base and the air. So
yeah,
if they would have charged the Reavers, they could have held on to the air dominance.
Mjolnir harasser for the NC. One of the worst weapons you could put on a harasser for killing infantry. Although it is exceptional against Sunderers.
So what do you think? Will the NC capture the biolab?
The thing with the biolab is it's a 3-minute cap. They might be very defensible, but they're also very short if you get all the points. So you can never rule it out for sure.
I think it will be easier for them to capture the biolab than it would be the amp station.
I would agree with that for sure. How much time is left?
17 minutes, so they have the time.
Plenty of time, yeah. They could do. It depends as well. Like last time, they didn't commit really hard to taking the amp.
They definitely
depends
need
whether
to
they
block the
go
air this
for
time.
it. For them, it's going to be getting late, so that might tip them into, you know, we really want to end this early. Let's go hard for the bio. You'd expect a few Falcon Maxes to be being pulled if that's what they're going to go for, and you'd expect the air to be reduced a lot.
Yeah, they definitely need to
Where's
drop the
the
air.
teleporter? Are they gathering up? No. Are they in the biolab? Not in sufficient numbers. Running in piecemeal now, some heavy assaults and medic. I'd like to see some light assaults. Here's one in LA. LA is very effective in a biolab.
I hear a max.
Gonna head over into the biolab proper. Let's get a bit of an
I wanna see someone
overview
get
of what's
killed by this
going
mine.
on. So there's no spawn camp to start with, so the VS is still pretty solid.
Come
We've
on,
got B and
come on.
C.
No.
A is
No.
flip.
Come on! No! No! Oh, fuck! I was watching a proxy mine. I was hoping someone would die by it.
That medic, what did you res that guy for? That was such a bad res. Got in there though. Let's see her all over the A point. It's a bit of a whack-a-mole if you look at the points there, just flipping from faction
they
to
flip
faction.
all
Looks
the
like
points
C is
except
gonna
for
go
C.
VS. NC moving in groups though, they've got little fire teams pushing around the base. C point is lost, B point is the easiest for the VS to hold on to, you would think. Let's take a look in there. A lot of dead VS.
NC has smashed on to the point now as well.
The NC definitely winning the infantry fights. That Max has Ravens. That is a weird choice. They don't do a lot to infantry. I mean, they hurt, but 2 Falcons is a one-shot kill. Nice, so Heavy pushing in for the VS, he gets him in the back, he kills 2 guys, but he's down. They're gonna get res, so that adds no value. It's
I mean, the
worthless.
NC only has to hold 2 points to capture this. They don't need all 3 points for them to win it.
The VS sort of team play is totally broken down. I mean, there are people running into this this B point, is it? Yeah, B. Just alone, and they'll kill 2 guys, but they'll die. Those 2 guys will get rezzed, and they haven't achieved anything.
Yeah, they're playing like
They're
they're playing on
worthless
the live
kills.
server. Just playing
Yeah,
solo.
exactly. They need to group up, get your Conquer EMP grenades in, and follow them up pretty quick. Push in there and get it cleared from all entrances at the same time. That's how you breach a point. There's basic principles to breaching a point hold, and they have forgotten them. Let's take a look out though. They're struggling to get out the spawn now. Got an overview here of the spawn, and all I'm seeing is NC body, VS bodies. A lot of fire going into those buildings. Cheeky NC light assault covering the roof.
You are in a restricted area.
FPS really need a point. I guess we're still above, what, 13, 14 minutes?
13 minutes left, so even I think the NC could capture this with just 2 points, no problem. You could probably do it with 1 point.
Well, you can't cap a base with 1 point.
Okay, that's how much I know about infantry.
A base that has 3 points.
Okay.
you need 2.
Dude, I'm a pilot, I don't know these kinds of stuff.
These little details.
Yeah, it's just minor details, nobody cares. Yeah, now the SEU is down, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, that is gone. That looks like a match win for the NC and Miller Saltworks. Alright, let me try and get the
match is over.
the team captains
Congrats to NC.
I'm just trying to find somebody from the VS team we can hassle for an interview. Give me a sec. They're not replying at the moment.
User was moved to your channel.
Hi guys.
It
User
says
was
lounge.
moved to your channel.
There we go. Hi guys.
Hello.
GG to Miller, commiserations to the LeMeSmash guys. Although
Yeah.
although you've lost this match, you have won the meme logo award for all time.
that I appreciate. I really do, and I will relay that.
I love that one. A lot of us do actually. Tough game then, LeMeSmash. I mean, if you could approach that again, what would you do differently?
Well, I think well, for one, I definitely would completely revamp our opening strategy. We didn't go with any mags in the first run, and that clearly had a big impact on us. We needed the heavy armor support to start with. We had more of them on the second round, but it wasn't enough to really smash into the NC forces, the Miller forces there that did a pretty decent job of killing off all of our armor very effectively and forcing a fallback. So I think that a big part of for us was the openings that we had. Just they weren't as effective as I'd like, but overall they were a good effort on our part, I think.
We noticed in the opening that you were missing. So you pulled a whole lot of lightnings and a couple of mag riders, but they were missing a repair bus to back them up. Whereas the NC forces were camped in nice little positions with rep buses behind them in
Right.
safety.
We went
It seemed
with
to make them more durable for that long term.
yes, and then that our objective on the second run.
User was moved to your channel.
That our objective on that second round was we wanted to push up a hard spawn. That was more of the we wanted a hard spawn on Geo. That was our first objective. We got a spawn point into the hex, and it was there for a little while, but didn't last as long as we would have hoped. And we also had to fall back anyway. Frostbolt was already burning it. Just it wasn't effective to push people up anymore.
It was nice though. The back caps you got going, the timing was kind of perfect. Just as the NC press was building on Frostfall, you managed to get the flip on geological survey.
Yeah, we had some dedicated people to maintaining hard spawns and getting annoying back caps going as much as possible. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Yeah, had to see those through with the infantry alone.
Yes. What I've been told by my air squad leader, Miller was very effective in countering the air very promptly. Once their aircraft were down, they had a very prompt response with Walker Sundees and Skyguards, which caused our aircraft to go down in turn. That was at least what I've been told. Yeah, I'll have to. I plan to go back and watch the entire stream after this sometime tonight, so I will definitely watch out for that. Thank you.
Yep. So in terms of Miller, in how much detail did you prep your opening? Because I noticed in that second round that the way you'd positioned your vanguards and rep buses was really nice. Did that just sort of happen? That was where the two forces met, or did you pick those positions out before the match?
First of all, well played on to the other team, and sorry that you didn't know about Mag Riders. I did notice that you only had, on the first round, you only had those Sundays, and I would also say from going through the second round, it's harder to start from the M station. To answer Halo's question, yes, man, we were definitely sending heavy vehicle presence on the south side just to deny them pushing up, because pretty much if you assault Geo, the south side is the only, in this situation, the south side is the most logical objective to have a spawn point. And we definitely placed those vanguards there to prevent that.
It was a really nice position picked out for that opening engagement because it was so strong. And when the VS guys came over the ridge, also lacking rep buses, yeah, the lightnings didn't last too long. Did you have so who were driving your vanguards for most of the match?
We had actually two splits between vanguards, like dedicated vehicle people, and then some just for the start. But mostly we had some pretty dank vanguard drivers. I think Maxis and Peter, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they played well. They tried some nice wide flanks, although it didn't always come off. But it was good to see. Who was leading your air force as well? The air was really interesting, especially in the first round, where NC did win it in the end. They had dominance for like the last 5-10 minutes, but in the opening it was all VS, and then sort of changed at various points in the match.
It did, and it actually shows that we're not completely played in yet, and that we have room to improve, honestly. Because, yeah, especially in the first match, I think the Air Force, we weren't supporting enough the Air Force from the ground. And then in the second match, we made sure that the Air Force would stick a bit more with the vehicles and have additional firepower from down. Gotta say, though, that we really got found by the enemy air on that Ymir East cap. It was hard to
Yes.
keep. At times, it was really hard to keep the enemy at bay, but you trade resources for that, so it's all in the long run.
Yeah, that was. It looked pretty brutal on that point, but as powerful as the air was in that fight, we were commenting on the stream that you were really clinging on to the point against the odds. You had guys sitting in the corners there, and it looked like you'd lost it, but then you'd managed to just flip the point again or get it to neutral.
It felt like that.
I don't know how you held that for so long.
Neither did I, man. I was on plan B and bringing fresh Sanderson.
That was the problem. The VS air pull, they did get a lot of rocket pods down on the NC, but it didn't last that long because of the NC repull that was already underway. So that's probably true. If they'd engaged the ESFs and killed a couple of those first, they would have maybe been in a stronger position to see the fight through. But GG guys, hope you enjoyed it. It was a great first match, and commiserations to the LaneSmash team. You came up against some extremely strong opposition, one of the contenders for the tournament. So valiant effort and no shame in a defeat there.
I'm more sad we didn't actually get to use any of our Yell Chat meta. We had so meticulously prepared.
Test some of it out now. What did you have planned?
Oh, nothing. Just like LaneSmash stuff. It was gonna be hype, but it required actually winning, so that was kind of a downer.
Damn.
Oh, well, it was a good match. Credit to the Miller team. You guys played very well. You guys definitely had the upper hand in the infantry 1v1s. You guys had a lot of skill there, and you outplayed us, I think.
You've got to win your next game so we can see this LaneSmash meta.
For sure.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. See ya.
Thank you. See ya.
See ya, guys.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User left your channel.
Are you still streaming, Daikar?
Yeah, should I turn it off?
So no, not just yet. One more announcement. So next weekend, because I am away, LaneSmash is on a little break. So next weekend we don't have any LaneSmashes. The weekend after, though, we've got several. Sorry, I'm just bringing them up on the spreadsheet. 2, in fact. So we've got the Devious Pesty Dynasty that we saw earlier in the night. They're facing a team of 666 plus Neon from Connery, who I don't think have played a match yet, even a practice one. So that'll be interesting. We've not seen them at work. And on the Sunday, we've got the German Cobalt team. Everybody hates Germans, which are quite strong. That's Blue Hornets from the NC on Cobalt, 2 great vehicle players and pilots. You've got X-Tac, who performed very well in the SME Scrim tournament, good infantry players. And also Easy, who are another NC, although they've got VS outfit as well, infantry outfit.
Yeah,
they're facing Miller Saltworks, so that could be an interesting game. That could be a good one.
People are asking for stats in the chat. Do we have stats for this game, or?
Stats for this game? Sadly, we don't. I wish we could do that. I was hoping to write a script to do it with the API, but it would steal my entire life. And this game steals far too much of it already.
Implying that you have one.
Well, yeah. Thanks for that. Anyway, have a good week, chaps, and we will see you again on the 6th of May. See ya.